Stop chasing the apology when someone is hurt, especially if they have avoidant tendencies. Your first instinct might be to seek an apology.
Ow.
You want them to acknowledge the pain they've caused and to express regret. This is a natural human need. However, with an avoidant person, directly chasing that apology often pushes it further away. Avoidants typically struggle with emotional confrontation. When you press them to admit fault, it can activate their self-protective instincts. May retreat, become silent, or respond in ways that feel distant. This is not necessarily because they don't care, but because they are wired to avoid situations that make them feel inadequate or ashamed. Instead of pursuing the apology, focus on holding your own emotional ground. Show them through your actions that you can process your feelings without depending on them to repair the moment right away. This doesn't mean you ignore the hurt. It means you give yourself permission to heal without requiring their immediate validation. When you step back from chasing closure, you create space for them to reflect on their own. They can begin to feel the impact of their choices without the pressure of your pursuit. That quiet space often leads to more genuine self-reflection than constant requests for acknowledgement. This approach also keeps your self-worth in your own hands. You're no longer measuring your value by whether someone apologizes. You're choosing to take care of your emotional health first. Ironically, when you stop trying to extract an apology, you often create the exact conditions where an avoidant feels safe enough to give one because it comes from their own choice, not from pressure. And an apology that comes from choice is far more meaningful than one that is forced. Lead with calm boundaries when dealing with an avoidant person. One of the most powerful things you can do is set clear boundaries while remaining calm and composed. Boundaries are not about controlling the other person. They are about protecting your own emotional well-being. Avoidants often feel overwhelmed by high emotional intensity. If you express your hurt through shouting, repeated demands, or strong emotional pressure, they may shut down and withdraw. This doesn't mean your feelings aren't valid. It simply means they're nervous. The system reacts by seeking distance instead of connection. By leading with calm boundaries, you send a different message. You communicate that you value the relationship, but also value yourself. You're saying, this is what I need to feel safe and respected without attacking or accusing. That balanced energy keeps the focus on mutual respect instead of conflict. Calm. Boundaries might sound like, I care about our connection, but I can't continue this conversation if it becomes dismissive, or I need some time for myself right now. Let's talk when we're both ready. These statements are clear, non-blaming, and give the other person space to respond without feeling cornered. This approach also shifts your role from being reactive to being steady. Instead of trying to force change through confrontation, you're modeling healthy communication. Over time, this creates a safer emotional space for both people. When you stay calm, you show that you are capable of handling conflict with clarity and self-respect. That steadiness can invite the avoidant person to step closer because they feel less threatened. And when they feel safe, they're more likely to engage in honest dialogue and even take responsibility for their part in the situation. Calm boundaries. Protect your peace and often open the door to real understanding. Let your actions speak sometimes. The most effective way to communicate with an avoidant person is not through repeated explanations or requests, but through your actions. Words can be powerful, but when they are paired with consistent behavior, they carry much more weight. Avoidants are often used to being pursued or pressured in moments of conflict. When you choose a different approach, respectful and self-contained, it can shift the entire dynamic. You're showing them that you can maintain your own balance without depending on their immediate reaction. Letting your actions speak might mean creating healthy space for yourself instead of chasing after answers. It might mean continuing with your daily routines, taking care of your own needs, and showing that you can remain grounded even when there's tension. This sends a quiet but clear message. You value the relationship, but you also value your own well-being. When your energy moves from urgency to steadiness, the avoidant person may start to notice the absence of pressure.
8.
This can lead to more openness on their part because they feel safer to reflect and engage without fear of being overwhelmed. For example, instead of repeating, "You hurt me and you need to apologize," you might simply set a limit and continue living in alignment with your values. Over time, your consistent self-respect can speak louder than any single conversation. This is not about ignoring the problem or pretending everything is fine. It's about showing through your behavior that you're capable of caring for yourself and maintaining respect for both parties. When actions and words match, they create trust. And trust is the foundation that allows even an avoidant person to consider change. Take responsibility and rebuild connection in their own way. Recognize their way of apologizing when it comes to avoidant individuals. Apologies may not always look the way you expect. Some people express remorse through clear verbal statements. Others, especially those with avoidant tendencies, may communicate it through actions or subtle gestures instead. Understanding their way of apologizing can help you recognize sincerity. Even if it doesn't fit the traditional form, an avoidant person might not say, "I'm sorry," in a direct or emotional tone. Instead, they might show up to help you with something. Check in to see how you're doing or make a small but thoughtful gesture. These actions can be their way of expressing, "I know I hurt you, and I want to make it right." Recognizing this doesn't mean you should accept less than what feels respectful to you. It simply means being aware that people's communication styles differ, and some express care through effort rather than words. This awareness can help you respond in a way that supports mutual understanding. If you notice them making an effort to reconnect, whether by initiating contact, asking about your well-being, or repairing something they know matters to you, pause and consider if it's their version of an apology. If it feels genuine and aligned with their character, it may be a sign they are taking responsibility in the way they know how. The key is to listen for intention, not just language. An apology rooted in thoughtfulness, even if quiet, can still hold meaning. When you acknowledge these small efforts, you encourage more openness in the future. By staying aware of their unique way of making amends, you can respond with clarity and balance, maintaining your boundaries while still appreciating sincere attempts to rebuild trust